They were not too focused on mobile phones in the beginning, but that was the whole idea. So I would say the industry at that time were really following Microsoft and said, you know what, there is only one way, that's the Microsoft way. That's the way it used to be IBM some 20 years or 10 years earlier. But now everyone was following Microsoft. But at some stage, people said, you know what, I don't want to be dependent on Microsoft. I'm not sure whether Microsoft is going to lead the way, because suddenly there was something called Palm. And Palm made a very good PDA. Palm managed to attract a lot of developers, and they made some very good applications. And then Palm said, you know what, we want to open up. So they opened up their own operating system and invited other players in there. Some people tried to do it. I think there was one other American company that succeeded. They even succeeded selling more Palm devices than Palm themselves. But at one stage, people said, you know what, I remember Nokia was one of the guys who discussed with Palm about working on Palm and get access to their users, or developers, I mean. But people said, I don't want to be dependent on one player that is also putting products on the table. How can I make a better product than Palm when Palm owns the OS at the same time making products? So they didn't get the full attention that they wanted, and suddenly the handset manufacturer said, you know what, we want to do something else. We want to go together. They acquired the Cyan operating system, which was a very good operating system in 2000, and they created Symbian. Symbian was at that time owned by 72% of the handset manufacturers. And everything looked very bright. And everyone agreed that this is the future. And they started working together. And at that time I remember being at these Symbian events in London all the time. And this big follower. Everyone believed in it. Everyone was shouting Symbian. But then suddenly one day, the other players inside Symbian said that, you know what, Nokia, you're too big. And Nokia was the one that really was putting resources into this. So that ended up with people getting out of the Symbian club one by one. I guess there are some members here still, but there are more to learn to pick the brains of Nokia rather than having this strategic move. So Symbian has in fact become Nokia's own high-end operating system. So that Symbian never worked out the way it should be. And what happened after Symbian? Then suddenly people were saying, Linux, that's the future. And everyone jumped to the Linux wagon and started out. And there were different variances of the Linux bandwagon. And I think especially in Asia and China, they were very good on doing some Linux. There came out some products, but there were never any volumes. And I think if you look at Microsoft, Palm, and Symbian, one of the reasons why they didn't succeed was that they didn't have one strong. The reason why they didn't succeed was that they had too strong player inside. While with Linux, I think the opposite was they didn't have one strong player that was taking this forward. So they never really managed to make Symbian, Linux, the platform or choice for mobile phones. And then you can say that maybe we should have Apple up there, but Apple never invited all people into their camp, so I wouldn't put those up there. They're a proprietary way of looking at it. But then Android is the next big thing. And that's what everyone is talking about these days. Android. And I think they have some very good ideas, and they are open standard, and they're inviting in different people here. But I think you have to remember, if you look back in history, why Symbian, Palm, Microsoft did not succeed was that people did not dare to be dependent on one big player. And who's the big player with Android? It's a small company called Google. And Google, no evil, well, they want to make money. Google is not about search. Google is about one thing, it's about advertising. Google is about giving the operating system away for free. They're actually about to give everything away for free. So everything that all of you are making that are based on Android, they would rather have people to get that for free. So they can make money on advertising. So the question, and the big question mark that I'd like to spend some time discussing afterwards is, do we really believe that the industry itself will dare betting on Google and Android? How far down in the pockets of Google is the industry really willing to go? And my take is that I'm afraid it won't last too long. So then, Where I'm coming from is the browser-based business. Our biggest bet right now in Opera is that the future will be based on browser. The browser will be the platform, and it will be based on open standards. It will be based on open APIs, so that with the browser you can access all the different features and functionality that you have in the phone. And I think with HTML5 coming out, I think we stand a pretty good chance. But these are all speculations and hopes from a guy who happens to be in the browser business. But I'd like to discuss this with you, and especially with regards to Android. Is Android the savior of the mobile business, or is it just another big player that will fail down the road?